Hey, welcome back to a new episode with Nottingham Forest. Since the last time you were with me, we've won 2 Premier League games, 4-2 against Everton, Raspadori getting a praise, Hendrik and Ulrich, and a 4-1 victory away from home at Crystal Palace, Brennan Johnson, Caicedo with a brace, and Ashley Phillips. Now, the first goal scored by Caicedo is probably going to be voted goal of the season, and if not, I hope I remember to show it to you once we get to the season review. Now, if we look at the league table, Liverpool already played their game and we are 3 points ahead of them with 2 games remaining. If we win today against Norwich, we'll be champions, and I'll play this game against Arsenal off camera and come back with the season review. Now, before we get started, I just want to remind you guys that you can always subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, leave a comment. Thank you. Now, we do have some tired legs like Singo, Scalvini, Lucas, or Johnson. Also, Caicedo and Thomas, but I'm going to risk them. I'm going to use them in this game against Norwich. So we're going to go with Lafont, Thomas, Niakate, Sutalo, Williams, McKinney, Caicedo, Gibbs-White, Shelderup, Hendrik, and Raspadori on the right. Now, we don't really need a win in this game. A draw would be enough for us to secure the title and move on to the season review. 18 minutes into this game, we have our first highlight with Norwich controlling the ball. That was a nameless ball. Here's Lafont. Don't do anything stupid. Niakate. Moving forward with the ball. Okay. Luke Thomas. Here's the shoulder up. Gibbs-White. Hendrik! Oh, what a chance. Just 5 more minutes until halftime. Finally, we got our second highlight here. We're 1-0 up. Come on, boys. Yes, Shelderup scored his 12th goal of the season. Just like the commentary says, we do have one hand on the trophy. We were a little bit lucky, let's be honest. I believe Hendrik was stripped, but it doesn't matter. We're 1-0 up. Kind of a boring first half. Just 2 chances. 1 goal, that's fine. Things are going well, but I know you're capable of even better. Neco Williams is nervous. He's still nervous. Now he's not. Come on. 30 minutes remaining. Williams took a knock, so I'm going to sub him off. But he won't be the only one. Raspadori is on a 6.3. So here comes Awani. I'm going to use Awani. And I'm going to switch him with Hendrik. And Job Bellingham for Caicedo. We got a corner now. Gibbs-White. Come on, boys. A penalty. Do we get a penalty? I believe we do. This is our chance to win the game, secure the title and all. Yes. Got a penalty. One is on the pitch. But so is Niakate. So the captain, we're going to take this penalty. Come on, mate. Yes. Yes. Come on, boys. Thomas is tired. I'm going to sub him off. Let's bring in Lemos. And let's make the last sub. Ulrich for Hendrik, who is on a 6.4. Goal kick now for Norwich. Hey, they're building from the back, which is nice. Stengs. I know Stengs from my days at... Oh, what a chance. From my days at Lyonnais in my underdog save from FM22. What a player he was. Come on, recover the ball, please. That was a great chance, and the highlight continues. I believe it's going to end up with a goal. Serge Roberto, okay. They have a good team, Norwich. He's Bayer. Gibbs. They're moving the ball around quite nicely. Smalling. Oh, that was lovely from Gibbs. Lamptey, yes, they bought him from Brighton. Nunez, another good chance. Lafont was there. They have a corner now. 10 minutes remaining. Get it away. Do not let them come back into this game, please. Away, yes. Lemos was there, the 18-year-old. Just a few more minutes from regular time. Sutalo, Singo. Back to Sutalo. Gibbs-White. Bellingham. Here's a Gibbs-White once again. That was lovely for Awani. It's in. No offside, no nothing. His 26th goal of the season. We're 3-0 up. And we've just won the Premier League in our 4th season here with Nottingham Forest. What a moment to remember. Why don't we get the celebration and all? He just went to the screen. Niakate best performer, great for him. Yeah, we're champions, 6 points ahead of Liverpool with just one game to go. I don't understand why we didn't saw the celebrations and all. Anyway, let's get to the season review. Against Arsenal, Singo got sent off early in the game, but despite that, Ulrich still managed to get 2 goals in a 4-2 defeat. Alright, season review. The new arrivals. Raspadori got signing of the season. He contributed to a total of 30 goals in 47 appearances and 5 as a sub. So just like Raspadori, Singo also got an A. Lucas got a B-. He was pretty decent. And Lemos got a C. So they are concerned about paying extra fees of 1.45 million. Really? We are a rich club now. Transfers out. The most notable ones were Christiansen got a C. Okay, Valeri got a C. We did made a healthy profit. The fans, however, were upset with this guy moving on. This was a youngster. Peterson got a C+. Yates C-. Yeah, only 5 million. Fofana C+. Mansberg got a C+. I was expecting a little bit more because we got 54 million for him. And that's about it. Okay, I think Gruber a C. Yeah, that's about it. Season results. Of course, we got an A+ for winning the Premier League. We got a B- for reaching the semifinals of the Champions League. We managed to lift the European Super Cup. We got a C+. In the FA Cup, we got knocked out in the semifinals. We got a C. In the League Cup, again, knocked out in the semifinals by Liverpool. A C+, however. And in the Community Shield, we got a D. Okay, we were runners up. We lost to, again, Liverpool. And we got a D for it. What, they were expecting us to win? We got smashed 3-0. Moments to remember. Biggest win, the 7-0 against Tunis in the Club World Championship. Okay, when Andrew scored 5 goals. Match to remember, a 3-0 smashing of Manchester City. And the goal of the season, yes, it was the goal Caicedo scored. Let me show you this beauty. Yeah, that's what I call goal of the season. Finances. Okay, the sponsorship money almost doubled. That's great. We dropped down just a tiny bit in broadcast revenue, and we lost about 20 million in competition prize money. Of course, we increased our total merchandise sales to 10.59 million. And Johnson's, Raspadori's, Caicedo's, Hendricks, and Simon's shirts sold particularly well. How I lined up? Okay, Phillips and Niakate in defense. I believe they're right. Scalvini had a nasty injury that kept him from playing football for around 3 months. And Sutalo wasn't that great this season. Up front, Awani is still up there. Unbelievable. Raspadori, Johnson. We don't see Caicedo, that's something. It's Simons and Gibbs White. I've won the head coach of the month May, November, January, March, and April. That's 5 times. And head coach of the year. Club awards for players. Johnson won fans player of the season. Ulrich got the young player of the season. Signing of the season, Raspadori. Goal of the season scored by Caicedo. That was a special, beautiful goal. Top goal scorer Johnson with 28. Gibbs White got most assists with 16. Most player of the match awards Raspadori with 8. Awani got the highest average rating, 7.3. And most passes completed per 90 minutes, Niakate with 82. Record breakers, most goals by a player in a match, Hendrik 5 goals against AC Tunis. We just saw that in our biggest win of the season. Most assists by a player in the season, Gibbs White with 16. Youngest player, yeah, Luka Levanic. It was against Walsall in the third round of the League Cup, 16 years and 111 days. Highest transfer fee received, 54 million for Silvert Mansberg. Fastest goal, Awani, 11 seconds. I don't remember it. Competition awards. Schilderup got English Players Young Player of the Year, and Hendrik won 3 trophies: Club World Championship Top Goal Scorer, European Golden Boy, and he won the next gen. History in the making. Yeah, it was because we've just won our first Premier League in this save. Now the champions Nottingham Forest qualified for the Champions League alongside Liverpool, Manchester City and Arsenal. Chelsea, Newcastle to Europa League, and Tottenham to the Conference League. Leicester finally relegated after finishing 17th 3 seasons in a row. Watford got relegated, and so did Hull City. We have Manchester United missing out on Europe. And in the Championship, the playoff final did not take place yet. So Brentford and Bournemouth got promoted, and Brighton or Burnley, we have Shrewsbury, Wycombe and Birmingham relegated. I'm sorry, because we have 2 players out on loan to Birmingham. In La Liga, Real Madrid won the league and they've qualified to the Champions League alongside Barcelona, Real Sociedad and Atletico Madrid. Celta Vigo and Sevilla are going to play in the Europa League, with Mallorca in the Conference League. We also have Betis Sevilla qualifying to the Champions League, so they've probably won the Europa League. Rayo Vallecano, Huesca and Real Zaragoza got relegated. We have Valencia missing out on Europe, so did Villarreal. Serie A, okay, this is a surprise as Lazio won the league. AC Milan, Juventus and Inter qualified to the Champions League. Atalanta, Napoli to the Europa League, and Roma to the Conference League. No big surprises around here. We have Cagliari, Monza and Pisa relegated. Bundesliga. Let's see the league table. This is the biggest surprise of this save, as Dortmund won the league and Bayern Munich finished second. So they've qualified to the Champions League alongside Leipzig and Eintracht Frankfurt. We have Freiburg and Gladbach qualifying to the Europa League, with Stuttgart to the Conference League. Any surprises? Leverkusen and Hertha missing out on Europe. We have Greuther Fürth, something like that, and Union Berlin relegated. Ligue 1. Okay, there's a playoff going on. PSG won the league. Rennes and Lyonnais qualified to the Champions League. We have Brest to the Europa League. Why do we have 2 teams in the Conference League? I don't know, but Nice and Lille qualified for that. Saint Etienne are playing a playoff to stay in Ligue 1, with Metz and Clermont relegated. We have Monaco finishing 10th, Marseille 12th. Now let's see who won the cups. The League Cup was won by Liverpool 2-1 against Arsenal. And Liverpool also won the FA Cup on penalties 0-0 with Leeds United, making it all the way to the final. The Spanish Cup was won by Barcelona 3-1 against Real Sociedad. The DFB Pokal was won by Dortmund, so they've done the double 2-1 against Köln. The Italian Cup was won by Inter 3-1 against Juventus. And the Coupe de France was won by PSG, no surprise, 2-0 against Nice. Well, this is a big surprise, as Fulham won the Conference League. Good for them. Betis Sevilla won the Europa League 1-0 against Arsenal. Arsenal lost 2 finals this season. And AC Milan, after knocking us out in the semi-finals, won the Champions League 2-0 against Real Madrid. Now, let's take a look at our squad. Let's sort by appearances. Raspadori got the most appearances, 47. I'm a little bit surprised. Brennan Johnson got 45. So did Sutalo and Caicedo. Andrew got 43. Thomas and Lucas 40, and so on. Goal scorers: Johnson 28, Hendrik and Dawani 26. So again, we have a season where we have 3 players that score over 20 goals for us. I believe last season was Awani, Hendrik and Bellio. Raspadori got 17, Sheldrap and Niakate got 12, Bellio only 8. He did had a nasty injury, only 14 starting appearances and 20 as a sub. Ulrich, Phillips and Caicedo got 6. Xavi Simons got 5. Gibbs White and Sutalo got 4, and so on. Assists: we have Gibbs White with 16. Raspadori got 13. Sheldrap 12. Ulrich and Simons got 10. Ulrich had a really fine season. Johnson got 8. 7 for McKinney and Lucas. 6 for Caicedo, Neco Williams and Bellio. We have Hendrik and Singo with 5, and so on. Now, let's sort by position. I don't want to make any changes in goal or defense. In midfield, I don't want to change anything, to tell you the truth. Maybe Weston McKinney might leave. I'm not sure. In attack, however, Bellio has to go. I'm sorry. I was thinking about letting go Awani as well, because I need to make room for some youngsters. Like we talked about 2 episodes ago, we have this guy. I cannot loan this guy once again. I need to play him and play him right here on the right. Or maybe up front, I don't know, but I think he plays best on the right. And if you remember, I still want to sign this youngster, Patrick Sorensen, who I believe is going to be better than Hendrik. 17-year-old, and look at him. I need to sign this guy. He's not interested yet. Maybe when he'll turn 18. I also have out on loan Oshia. Where are you, mate? Peki Oshia. He had 41 appearances for Blackburn in the championship and he only scored 7 goals and got 4 assists. That's not too impressive. I'm a little bit disappointed, so I might loan him one more season. I'm not sure yet, so I don't actually have any plans for this summer. Anyway, that's about it. Thank you guys very much for watching. Remember to subscribe, hit that like button, leave a comment. I'll see you guys next season.